World Cup final, two teams are left, Spain and Argentina. And here's the thing, AI predicted both of them, weeks ago, before anyone else was confident enough to say it out loud. But the same tournament that's making AI look like a genius on one side is making it look deeply unreliable on the other. Because this isn't the first time FIFA's connected ball technology has decided a match and left people arguing. It's happened at least twice now, in two completely different games, with two completely different outcomes. So going into the final, where genuinely serious money is riding on every single decision, should we trust the AI, or should we be more worried about it than ever? This is Should I AI, the World Cup final. Quick one before we get into it. This channel's just me, researching, scripting, and editing on a free setup. If you're enjoying World Cup week, hit subscribe, because we've got one more of these before the final whistle blows. Let's start with the win, because AI genuinely earned this one. Back before the knockout stages, independent models running thousands of Monte Carlo simulations flagged Spain as tournament favorite. A separate daily updated tracker running 5 different AI models landed on the same pick. Both of them also specifically flagged Argentina as dangerous. Not the outright favorite, but a team built to grind out exactly the kind of narrow, late escapes they kept pulling off. Spain beat France 2-0 in the semi-final. Argentina came back from behind to beat England 2-1, with 2 goals in the final 10 minutes. Both AI predictions, made weeks in advance, landed exactly. And it wasn't just prediction models paying attention. Betting markets moved hard on this. One major sportsbook had Spain sitting at plus 333 odds to win it all, as recently as a few weeks ago, meaning a $100 bet would have returned $333 profit, as the tournament played out exactly the way the model suggested. That same sportsbook moved Spain all the way down to minus 145, now the outright favorite. That's not a small adjustment. That's a business that moves real money reacting directly to the same pattern the AI spotted early. Now here's where it gets messier. Because the same connected ball technology, the sensor in the ball system fueling all this prediction data, has also been at the center of this tournament's biggest controversies. We already covered the England-Norway game, the one people are calling the Cable of God, but that wasn't even the only major incident. In the round of 32, Germany looked to have scored a stoppage-time goal against Paraguay that would have sent them through. VAR ruled it out, deciding a Germany player had obstructed the goalkeeper in the build-up. Germany went out. FIFA defended the call, pointing to pre-tournament guidelines about blocking incidents. One tracker ranking the tournament's most controversial officiating moments now has this: World Cup up around 11 separate major VR incidents. That's not one bad night, that's a pattern. And here's the part that actually matters for Sunday. Crypto-based prediction markets, platforms where people bet real money on match outcomes using blockchain systems, instead of a traditional bookmaker, have reportedly started struggling specifically because of this inconsistency. When a system that's supposed to remove human error starts producing controversial, hard-to-verify calls instead, it doesn't just upset fans. It makes it measurably harder for anyone, human or algorithm, to actually price a match correctly. So let's get specific. What could actually go wrong on Sunday? Based on the pattern we've seen across this tournament, there are a few genuine flashpoints worth knowing before kickoff. The Germany-Paraguay incident showed VAR is willing to rule out a goal for subtle, marginal contact in the build-up. Not just an obvious foul, but a player simply being in a goalkeeper's way. In a final between two teams built on quick, intricate passing into the box, that's exactly the kind of move both Spain and Argentina create constantly. One marginal contact, one disallowed goal, and the entire match changes. And there's the connected ball itself. We know from the Norway game that the sensor system can produce a no evidence ruling on a genuinely contested, visible moment, and that FIFA's official explanation can directly contradict what players, coaches, and millions of people watching live actually saw with their own eyes. That happens once more in a World Cup final. With two legendary teams and a 39-year-old Messi playing what's likely his last World Cup match, it won't just be a footnote. It'll be the story of the entire tournament. There's also a quieter risk. Handball decisions have been reviewed differently, match to match all tournament, sometimes given, sometimes not, for what looks like near-identical contact. If that inconsistency shows up in the final's biggest moment, it plays directly into exactly the trust problem we've been talking about this whole episode. None of this means VAR will decide the final. Most matches this tournament, technology's worked exactly as intended, quietly in the background without anyone noticing. But most of the time isn't the same as every time, and a World Cup final is exactly the kind of match where the one time it doesn't work becomes the only thing anyone remembers. So walking into the final, here's the honest picture. The predictive side of the AI story has been genuinely excellent. 2 separate models, 2 correct finalists, real money following the same signal. The officiating side has been shaky enough that even the platforms built specifically to price football matches are struggling to trust the data feed. Both finalists know it too. Spain's chasing their first title since 2010. Argentina's trying to become the first team to win back-to-back World Cup since Brazil in 1962, with a 39-year-old Messi playing what's very likely his last World Cup match. With that much history on the line, the last thing either side wants is their final decided by a censor dispute nobody can independently check in the moment. Away from the pitch, this whole story is actually a pretty good real-world lesson in how to think about AI generally, not just in football. The prediction side worked because it was doing what AI is genuinely good at: processing huge amounts of historical data, spotting patterns humans would miss, and giving you a probability. Not a certainty. That same principle is exactly why tools like Maya or ScoreX-style prediction engines are increasingly used outside sport too, in finance, in logistics, in weather forecasting, anywhere you need a probability-based forecast from messy historical data. The officiating side struggled because it was being asked to do something much harder: make a single, high-stakes, real-time judgment call with imperfect sensor data and zero margin for a probably. That's the same weakness we've talked about on this channel before, back with HMRC's AI and the GTA 6 engine story. AI's brilliant at probability. It's still shaky at certainty. So, should we trust AI going into Sunday's final? For predicting the outcome? Genuinely, yes. The track record this tournament is hard to argue with. For officiating the biggest decisions of the match, treat it the same way you'd treat any single, unverifiable data point. Useful, but not the whole picture. Here's the Should I AI scorecard. Prediction accuracy, 9 out of 10, 2 correct finalists, backed by real money movement. Officiating trust, 4 out of 10, at least 2 major unresolved controversies this tournament alone. Money impact, 8 out of 10, genuinely moving sportsbook odds and stressing prediction markets in real time. Future potential, 8 out of 10. The prediction side of this only gets more accurate from here. Today's overall verdict, 7 out of 10. Spain versus Argentina, Sunday, MetLife Stadium. Whatever the censors say, I know which result I'm hoping for. That's Should I AI. Next episode, we're staying on this exact theme but changing lanes completely: AI in music. Who's actually using it? Who's fighting it? And whether your favorite song this year might have had more help from a machine than you think. I'll see you in the next one.
One dream, one love, one sky. From Rio to London, New York to Madrid, every little kid got a dream to live. Flags in the air, the crowd explode, every street and every town on the road. Feel the rhythm, feel the heat, millions marching to the same heartbeat.